Welcome to the Stellar Woman Show, the podcast, magazine, and video hosted by Stella Olivia Kikoyo. Each week, Stella will be bringing you a guest or a segment from the Stellar Woman magazine, whose mission is to spread thriving global women's stories, expert knowledge, and experiences covering mind, body, and spirit, fashion and beauty, money, business, and leadership, so that you too can be inspired, learn, be empowered, and thrive. Since knowledge is potential power, our aim is to spread it like light from one woman to another, which we believe will help to bring about change in perspectives and create new possibilities for all women to learn, be empowered, and thrive. We know if one woman thrives, her family and community thrive too, and the world becomes a better and brighter world. With over 100 interviews and stories, articles, videos, surveys, real life and business lessons and trainings, we believe that there's no better women's classroom as the Stellar Woman Show and magazine. Stella and her guests will be exploring how they started, the dreams realized and unrealized, aspirations, the steps taken, the challenges, failures, lessons learned, decision-making process, and what made them successful, and the stellar woman that they are. For more information, check out the website, www.stellarwomanmag.com. Now, here's your host, Stella Olivia Kikoyo.
Hello, welcome everyone to the Stellar Woman Show and the Stellar Woman Magazine. My name is Stella Olivia Kikoyo, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Stellar Woman Magazine and also the host of the Stellar Woman Show. The Stellar Woman Magazine is here to bring you thriving women's stories, knowledge, and experiences so that you too can tap into that knowledge, learn one or two things, be inspired, make a change, and thrive in your life. We know that knowledge is power, of course, if acted upon, but we're here to move one knowledge from one woman to another across the globe so that we can ensure that all women thrive. We know that women are a power force in the world, a force of change, and it is changing one woman at a time. Today, I'm thrilled and honored really to be having a special guest, a thriving woman all the way from Singapore. So this thriving woman is Hui Hui. Hui Hui is many things that we are going to find out, but mainly she is a coach who helps high-performance coaches. She helps coaches to get to levels of six figures, 7 figures. She is the founder of Inner World Training and also Impact University. So we are going to learn a lot how she got there and how she enables other coaches to get to that level. And I am one of those that is lucky to be under her arms, under her inspirations, and I don't take knowledge for myself as well. I am ready for you to understand what she's here for and her mission so that you too can benefit from this amazing stellar woman. Welcome, Hui Hui.
Thank you. Thank you, Stella. This is amazing. Thanks for the amazing introduction. I'm glad to be here and glad to be able to connect with all of your audience as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I know that we know that you help coaches to elevate their performance, to drive their mission, and make great impact in the world. That's a bit that most of people will know, but we are going to dive deeper into where it all started. Who is Hui Hui and what is your backstory?
Basically, I am born and bred in Singapore. I'm Asian Chinese. When I first grew up, I'm actually a very shy and introverted child. And because I'm the youngest in the child, most of the time I'm just playing alone at home and with my mom. But when I was very young, I already wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so after my first job, which was a book editor, I decided that I didn't want to just work for other people anymore. I wanted to start my business. So I began to start my entrepreneur journey, and I've been an entrepreneur for about 19 years now. And so when I first started out as an entrepreneur, because I was so introverted, it's actually very difficult for me to speak out. So for 12 years before the pandemic, I was actually I actually had a retail business. It was actually very difficult for me because when I had different customers, 5, 10 customers, 20 customers in front of me, right, I actually get very nervous, and sometimes I might even just run and hide. But eventually, 12 years in the experience of being a retailer, it just honed my skills, public speaking skills. So in the end, I became better at speaking. But when the pandemic came, what happened was it actually wiped out 80% of my retail business because I was doing events, event sales, event retail. And so what happened at that point in time was I wasn't able to run my retail business anymore. And I was just weighing my options. And I realized that there were not a lot of different options that I could actually do. But I was attending this webinar just to be able to understand more about online marketing and digital marketing. And I saw this guru who was speaking on stage, and he suddenly just triggered this dream that I had many, many years ago, 14 years ago to be exact. And I never thought that it was something that I have forgot for a really long time, which is to become a speaker, a trainer, and a coach. And after that webinar, I was so triggered by what he said about the impact that he was making on the lives of his students that I actually cried uncontrollably for 30 minutes. And that moment, it just sparked. I just remembered this dream that I had 14 years ago. And from then on, I started to think about what I really want to do. But fast forward a few months later, I was on this Zoom session with a 6-figure coach, and I was trying to seek her advice because she seems to be very experienced and she's in Singapore. So I was trying to ask her, I've got this dream to become a speaker, a trainer, a coach. Do you think I can make it? Right? Because at that point, I was a nobody. I wasn't a coach. I didn't know how to become a coach, right? So one of the things, and when she looked at me, right, she just looked at me so sternly and she said, Hui Hui, you don't speak well. You're so shy and introverted. You don't even have a social media following. Who are you to become a coach? And when she said that to me, when people don't encourage you on your dreams and they just pour cold water on you, I'm sure many of you have experienced that before, right? So it was just like a heart that pierced through my heart at that moment in time. And because of what she said, I actually just gave it up. I gave up that dream again. And it was only several months later when I attended a Tony Robbins event that dream was reignited because I heard one of the speakers tell me that it's okay for me to become a coach, even if I'm just one chapter ahead. And that's when it told me that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be the best. I don't have to be the top when I first start. As long as I start, I can become better along the way. And that's how I started. And one of my first clients, after she took a few classes with me, free classes that I was offering to my first few people in my Facebook group. I've had 10 people in my Facebook group at that point in time. I was just giving out free lessons, free classes, helping them along, right? And then she came to me after 2 weeks and she said, Hui Hui, can you become my coach? And I was so touched. And she told me her story. She told me that she wanted to quit her full-time job. She wasn't feeling fulfilled. And she really wanted to be able to help people regain back their health because she's a nurse and she wants to get help with women after menopause, regain back their energy and their vitality. And she has a lot of knowledge within her to be able to help that. And when she told me about her dream, I just went like, this is someone that I really want to help. And when she asked me to become her coach, at that point in time, I didn't know how to become a coach. But I said yes anyway, and I went to figure out how. And I realized that when someone places their dreams on you, I take it upon my shoulders that this is somebody that I truly want to help. And if I could impact her life, if I could help her fulfill her dream, right, how wonderful would that be? And that's how Impact University started. That's how I started Inner World Training. And that's how I started my coaching business. And so I sought out many different mentors to learn from in order to become good at what I do, right, after that. So I actually had 3 different mentors that I was learning from. After my first few months, I just set my goal to do 100K in 100 days in my coaching business. And I actually hit that in 70 days. And subsequently, I made a second goal, which is to hit 250,000, right? I hit that in the next 3 months. And then I set a next goal, which is to hit a million in about 12 months. And I did 1.1 in about 10 months. And so what I was trying to do was because I wanted to pave the way for my clients. I wanted to be the role model for them. And so I just learned all I could, right? And practice and became good at what I do, right? So that eventually I can teach them to become who they want to be so that they can fulfill their full potential and really realize their dreams and live life on their own terms. And this is how I actually started. And this is what I've been doing for the past 18 months.
Oh, wow. Amazing story. Quite inspirational. The jump, setting these goals, there's just so much to learn from just what you've given us in that period of time from your childhood and actually going beyond being told that you couldn't be a coach, first of all, and now being a 7-figure coach and bringing others along as well, making impact through Impact University and Inner World Training. That's really amazing. Well done, and congratulations to all of that. Very well done.
Thank you.
Quite inspirational. And we can all see, we can all get there. We can all get there. There's something to tap through that. Tell us, I know that this was your dream, but was that your childhood dream career? Is that what you wanted to become as a little girl?
Yeah, I wanted to become an entrepreneur, but I never thought that I would become a speaker and a coach, right? Or much less a trainer. Right. When I first started, I remember my very first memory was me, because my dad is a businessman. So I remember my very first memory of being in business, right, was actually sitting in his high chair in his office. And I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I was just enjoying that chair so much, sitting there because, I was so tiny and the chair was so huge. But I remember my dad was taking a photo of me at that point, and I just love the idea of business and looking at my dad speaking to his friends in his office. I basically grew up. My first 12 years of my life was actually spent in his office, listening to him talk to his friends, doing deals and all of that. Yeah, so I knew that one day I'll become an entrepreneur. It's just I didn't know what business I was going to be in, but I knew that I wanted to do something on my own.
Oh, amazing. I could just figure you up on the high chair. Wow. But also tapping into what was going on in their subconscious mind at that time as a little girl is amazing as you tapped into all these conversations. Yeah. You could think that the little girl wasn't learning. I think she was learning, taking in a lot. And that's maybe what's making you that's your inner strength. And your superpower is something deeper in there, in the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My dad was a big influence for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Well done, him, for inspiring and you putting in that chair. So as a pardon? You think?
Yeah. I love being in his office and just listening to him talk to his friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you as a little girl really enjoying that. Did he allow you to tap into the conversations to say something, or were you continuously an introvert even when you were seated in the high chair?
I was just enjoying the moments, and basically I couldn't really join in their conversations because they were talking about things that I couldn't even understand at that point in time.
Very good. Thank you. So as a striving woman, what are your ideal stellar woman attributes? What are those characteristics that you aim for as a woman?
I think a stellar woman is someone who is strong and independent, and who truly believes in herself and trusts her own instincts, and someone who is grounded, right, and not afraid to actually speak up and go for your dreams. So one of the things that I believe a woman should have, right, is actually also the ability and the financial means to look after ourselves as well as the people around us.
Amazing. I love all of those. I don't think you can beat them at all. I don't think you can beat them. Strong independence, self-belief, financial independence. You can't beat all those attributes. They would just make you the stellar woman. And we can see you actually just striving to be that and being that. Amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
So you are one of the only 1% 7-figure coaches. My goodness, we want to be that, don't we? Congratulations for that. What does that mean to you? And I know that you got started through the coaching world and you performed at that level. But just tell us, what does that mean to you, first of all?
Well, it actually means that I get to impact lives for a living. And previously in my retail business, I was doing well, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled. But this is a business where we get to help people fulfill their dreams and so that they can live life on their own terms. And when they are able to reach their first 6 figures and then eventually 7 figures, right? That's when the lives change. And I find it very, very gratifying to actually see when money is no longer a problem in their life or no longer a worry, right? And they now have, because as we can see, the times that are coming up, right? The economic times that's coming up, it might be unstable, it's uncertain, we don't know. But if we can equip ourselves with a skill set to be able to make money, regardless of what the economy is, to be able to create our own economy, right? And to be able to do this online in a world where there are no boundaries, where we can go international and you can do this on your own terms, in your own space, wherever you choose to be, even if you want to travel and you can do this, that's when it truly becomes a life of meaning and a life of freedom as well, of both time freedom, financial freedom, right? And to be able to provide for our family, we will provide for the people around us, our community. And I'm actually very grateful that every single day I get to do this for a living, to be able to just combine fulfillment, right? And still being able to make a great income from all of that. I think that is just one of the greatest careers that we can have ever in this world. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I can see you beaming and the smile there, because you've actually transferred us from success to actually fulfillment. And for you to have a career that does both is something to be really grateful for. So amazing. Well done for that. And creating a meaning out of that, an impact. For everyone else. You're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about the people, your clients, you're thinking about also other people in your community, making great impact for them. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
think that's what success should actually mean. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have this thing called the mission to movement, right? I believe that every single one of us, whether especially women, right, we do have a mission at heart that we want to be able to help other people, regardless of whether it's our family, regardless of whether it's the people around us, or maybe some of you might have a passion, a skill set, an expertise, right, that you can bring to the world. And if you can actually do that, right, that is your mission. Sometimes we call it our calling as well, right? And we feel compelled to actually do it. And we can carry that message and spread it and use your own stories to inspire more people. You can turn that into a movement. And when all of us do that together, right? Imagine how much good we can actually bring to the world. So I believe that through this mission to movement, which I'm doing, right? Together, all of us can rise up and the world will become a much, much better place simply because we're all willing to now embrace our mission and our calling and to be able to show up into the world as a bigger and better version of ourselves. Yeah, that's what I truly believe in.
Oh, fantastic. And better join that mission say movement. We need to get women who are taking us up like that, just bringing about consciousness and elevating our understanding that we can achieve more and we can create greater impact for all. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that's really great. Thank you. You're the founder, of course, we know already, of Impact University. Tell us exactly what inspired you. Why Impact University? And what is your experience so far? Because when we hear Impact University, I could be experienced Impact University, but I don't know what our subscribers are now thinking. What is that? Where do I get it? Where did it start from, first of all?
Yeah. I love the word impact. The reason why I use the word impact is because I believe that in order for us to create a good income, right, it doesn't start from chasing the money, but it starts from influencing people. It starts from impacting lives first. And if we can start to impact other people, right, by whether it's impacting them through their thoughts, their beliefs, right, and then later on impacting them to take action towards bring about change in their lives, right? That's how eventually we'll be able to transform their lives. Okay. And so once we can start with that, the impact, and then to influence them, right? Eventually the income will come. So this is something that we talk about in our program, Impact University, that these are the three components that constitutes living life on your own terms. You start with impact first, and then influence, and then income. And so once we are able to do this and really obsess over these two things, and this is something that I talk about with my clients as well. Okay, so in order for us to be able to create a really impactful business, right? There are two things that we need to obsess about. One of it is obsess about growing ourselves, and the other one is obsess about getting our client results. So when we are able to obsess over these two things, right? Obsess about growing ourselves, obsess over getting our client results, right? Guess what? Then our business becomes very impactful. Our business will become successful all by itself, simply because this is the law of nature and the law of business. Okay, growing ourselves is the law of nature, and growing up and obsessing about client results, right, is the law of business. So basically, when we're able to get our client results, we are able to grow our business organically, right, through more referrals, through better results, through customer satisfaction. And so this is what is the essence of what Impact University is all about, because we want to be able to transform lives one at a time. And when their lives change, people around them, their lives will change as well. And so that's how we actually bring about more and more impact around us in our world, and then out into the world. It's a ripple effect. That's what we want to be able to achieve with Impact University.
Amazing. I love it very much. I love the mission, and it's somehow aligned to what the Stellar Woman magazine is about. It's about impacting one woman at a time, changing those perspectives. We have stories we tell ourselves, and it's just changing that perspectives and revealing possibilities. What is possible for you? 7 figures is possible for you. And that's what Impact University is demonstrating to you. And that 7 figures is actually possible. You can start from wherever you are, and you can get to a new height in your life. I like the fact that you're telling us about the laws of nature. I've picked up on those, and the law of business. That's growth and results. So thinking about growth is a law of nature, and the law of business is results for your clients or for your customers, whatever you call them. That's very much.
Yes, you're so right. You're so right. Yes, absolutely.
So impact, influence, and income. Wow. I think you will not forget those. Impact, influence, and income. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. And you're also the CEO and founder of Inner World Training. Hey, please share with us the mission. Is it different from Impact University?
Yes. The reason why I called my company Inner World Training, and I've got this name for 14 years, right at the time when I actually had this, my dream was first born, right? I actually registered this name for a really long time, even though I didn't start a business. The reason why I call it Inner World Training is because our inner world creates our outer world. Right, our outer world is actually just a reflection of what's going on inside. So our results are just the symptoms. Our results are just the consequences of what we have inside our inner world. And so it's very important that when we want to change our results, right, we want to start by thinking about what do I need to change in my thoughts? What do I need to change in my beliefs, right? And then from there, I change my habits and I change my actions, and therefore it will result in the outcomes that we truly want. And so that's why I call this Inner World Training, because in business, right, I believe business is a spiritual game, and it's very much a spiritual journey. Business is just a vehicle that we use in order for us to raise our consciousness. It's in order for us to grow ourselves. So it's one of the best vehicles for spiritual growth. So which is why if we can enhance and grow our inner world, and to raise our vibrations and our consciousness in our inner world, right, our results will be reflected in our outer world, in our business itself. And so this is why I call our company Inner World Training. Yeah. And right now inside our company, we have a mission for this next 3 years, which is we want to be able to help 300 new coaches and entrepreneurs to be able to reach their first 10K in their online business and then to be able to help another 30 reach their first 6 figures in their coaching business, and another 3 to reach their 7 figures in their coaching business. So I call it the 333, right? So 300, 30, and 3 to reach the 7 figures. So this is our mission that we're working on right now.
Amazing, amazing. We would need to tap into that, setting those goals. They are so measurable. You can see 330 and 3. Wow, wow, wow. I love that. I love that very much. Wow. So we can see what Inner World training is about. It's about changing your thoughts, your beliefs, so that you can have better results. I like the words that you used. I thought I'd never heard of that. Business is a vehicle to your spiritual growth.
That's right.
Well,
it is, because in business, we get to experience so many things, right? There's so many different things that occur that are not within our, sometimes not within our control, sometimes within our control, but there are a lot of things that we need to learn. And in order for us to grow our business, we need to equip ourselves with new skills. We need to equip ourselves with new beliefs, new identity, new mindset, right? And it's all about growth. The faster we can grow ourselves, right, the more we can break through our limitations to get to the new level in our business.
I love that very, very much. Thank you for demonstrating that. I did know that, and many people would just stop at the point of saying that cannot be true. But after your explanation, who can doubt that business can really transform your spiritual growth as well? Wow, impacting, because you are challenged and you have to change. And you transform every time through the challenges you experience as a business person.
Exactly. And I didn't start off like that. When 19 years ago, as when I first started out, right, as an entrepreneur, I was a struggling entrepreneur. I didn't know how to become an entrepreneur. I didn't know that I needed to start from impact first. I was just chasing the money. I was just chasing customers. Even when I was doing sales, right, I was pushy, I was salesy, right, I was desperate. And in the first 7 years of my business as an entrepreneur, in fact, I was there were many times when I actually didn't have a lot of money. And I remember there were a few occasions when I had to actually just walk home for 30 minutes because I didn't even have 50 cents, 70 cents to pay for the bus ride home. So it's very much an inner game, right? It's very much about upskilling ourselves. It's very much about how can I overcome my obstacles and to be able to be really hungry for our success. Because I believe that if we are really hungry and when our desires are greater than our fears, right, that's when we become unstoppable. And at that point in time, I had a lot of fears. I had fear of speaking. I had fear of rejection. I had fears of judgment from my parents, judgment from my peers, from my friends, right? I had fear of just showing up in my business and talking to new customers, right? But because I was so hungry, because I really had a desire to succeed, that's when I go all in and I do it no matter what. And one of my mentors taught me this thing that is, then your fears. When you become a bigger person than your problems, then no one can really stop you. But the reason why most of us are stopped in our tracks is because we see our problems as bigger than us. So how can we see ourselves, or how can we grow ourselves to the extent that our problems are actually not smaller? Our problems are actually smaller, and then we are bigger than our problems. And when we can do that, right? When we can become resourceful, right, and start to be able to become bigger than our problems, that's when it becomes easier for us to just trust that whatever problems come our way, eventually we'll be able to find the right solution to be able to solve those problems. So at the end of the day, right, it's how can we become a problem solver rather than just to become overcome or daunted by the problems that we have in our lives.
Fantastic. Wow. That's oh, this is Impact University going on at the moment. We are in a class, okay? So we are enjoying the class. I think even if you can run away with this is enough for you. That's okay. That's okay. Because you have to be bigger than your fears. And it's at that point, I thought you transformed it, because it's at that point when you can transform to that realization and maybe leaving that bit that you are bigger than that problem and you becoming a problem solver. Yes.
Exactly. When we break down, very often the breakthrough is coming.
Yes.
But sometimes when we break down, we're wondering in that dark night of the soul, right? The times when when it's the darkest, right? We might just give up. But if we didn't give up at that moment, that's when the breakthrough is coming. And we got to believe that the breakthrough is coming for it to come. And we got to hang on. And that's when the point of success, you actually reach that. So every single time we reach a plateau, right, that's when we need to be thinking about what else can I do in order to break through, and always believe that the breakthrough will always come. And when we can believe in that, right, and believe that it's worth going through that process, that's when we can go to the next level and the next level and the next level.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So when we get to that level, if you are at that level, and many of us have been to that level, if you at this moment you are in that level, all you have to do is tap into that belief and trust that as long as you persevere, as long as you hold on tight, your breakthrough is coming soon. That's quite inspirational. It's something to hold on to. Thank you very much for giving us that. Thank you, and giving every listener that opportunity to learn something. This is your breakthrough moment. This is your breakthrough. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So you've received. I know that. I don't know whether you've already gone. I know that you. This is big. This is huge. You're one of the top affiliates that qualified for Tony and Robin's, mastermind. Is it, mastermind? I don't know what that is. How did you get there? Tell us. It's huge. It's huge. You're with Jim Quick, with Brandon Bashad. How did you get there? What did it start for you to start this journey? This is exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. I entered this contest. It's an affiliate competition by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. Okay, and there were about 600 affiliates in this competition. I emerged number 12. In this competition, in the end, the final number was number 12. Well, it all started because I just had a very simple dream. And it's quite funny because all I wanted to do was I wanted to take a photo with Tony Robbins on stage. Yeah, and so when I told my partner and my best friend that I wanted to join in this affiliate contest, and they were analyzing this situation with me, and they were saying, look, right, there are 600 affiliates there. Most of them have the email list that are 10 times or even 100 times bigger than yours, right? They are celebrities. They are famous gurus. They are personalities within their own industries, right? It's not possible to become the top 10. I wanted to be in the top 10 or top 20, right? In order to be on stage with Tony Robbins. But then at that point in time, I actually listening to them, right? I sort of gave up, thinking that, that's true, right? Thinking on it from a very logical point of view, there's no way that I would actually be able to accomplish being in the top 20 at all. But there's a part of me that wants to fight. There's a part of me that wants to win, and my desire. Coming back to desire again, my desire was very, very strong. I really wanted this simple wish to be able to take a photo with him on stage, right? And so I didn't give up. And just a few weeks before the competition began, that's when I really went all in. And I started to become resourceful and started to think about how can I make it work? Because I believe that for entrepreneurs, right, is rather than thinking about what are the problems, but it's better for us to be thinking about what is the solution. Okay, so I'm always asking myself, how can I make it work? How can I make this? How can I do this, right? In order for me to be able to achieve the outcome that I want. It's really a dream come true for me to be able to be there. There's going to be 20 of us. There's going to be Brendan Bouchard, Jim Quick, even Pagan, people who are really famous in the industries, and of course, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And I'm just feeling very, very honored and humbled to be able to spend a day with them. It's going to be next month. I'll be spending a day with them on the headquarters, right? And just masterminding from them, learning from them, and to be able to just soak in the energy of these industry giants, right? And to be able to learn from them. Yeah, deeply, deeply grateful and honored to be able to do that. Absolutely a thrill to be in this competition. I went through a lot as well during this competition. There were a lot of ups and downs because I didn't have a huge list, but I had to be very, very resourceful in order to be able to win at this competition.
Fantastic. Congratulations. What was your most, apart from, was it just the email list, or did you have any other challenge that you experienced for that?
Most of the top guys, they were actually doing ads, but I didn't. I did totally everything organically. No ads, just Facebook, organic marketing, as well as email list, right? But I had very, very good relationships with the people on my list. They know me very well. And I'm just very blessed that they were willing to support me. And to be able to see that what Tony and Dean is offering is something that is really very beneficial for them. And so, that's how we actually won the competition.
Amazing, amazing. Well done, well done. It started with a dream. The dream was just to take a photograph with Tony and Tony Robbins. And there you were, and it kept becoming different. And then it became, I think at some point it transformed into a bigger dream. And then you became unstoppable at that point.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
You're still giving up. Well done. Very well done. It reminds me when I took that picture with Kim Kiyosaki 5 years ago. I didn't know. I kept thinking after that conference, it was so quick. She was going past and I just said, can I take a picture? And I kept thinking, one day I want to have a conversation with this woman and even with her coach. I didn't know how. I hadn't started this magazine. I really didn't. I didn't know how it was going to be, but I just wanted it. So having the opportunity to interview her as it's coming on, I feel like, wow, having that seed, planting that seed, it makes things possible. But that would be amazing. Well done, well done. 20 from 600. I could see myself giving up. I could see myself, no, I don't think so. We have to tap into these stories. We have to tap into women like you and get that grit, that what transforms them, what makes them go all the way, and don't think that, oh no, I'm a failure. Everyone else is advertising. Everyone else has 10,000 email lists. Everyone else having all of those. I would stack them up. I would stack them up and then just say, forget it. But you just broke all of them down. You just broke all of them down. Well done. Well done. This is quite transformational. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This conversation continues, so look out for part 2 in the next episode. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for joining us on the Stellar Woman magazine and show's mission to spread thriving women's stories, knowledge, and experiences so that you too can learn one or two things, be inspired, empowered to change, and thrive. We change one woman at a time. This, we believe, will help to make the world a better and brighter world. I hope today's episode inspired you to change perspective, see new possibilities, and take action so that you can become the stellar woman that you would like to be. If you enjoyed this episode, Make sure to go to the Stellar Woman Show and magazine website for transcripts and more. Also, please remember to subscribe, review, and share with others, and follow us on all social media platforms. Have a great day. We look forward to catching up with you on the next episode.